picture together. And I thought, how boring for you to sit there and stare at me while I talk to you with no equipment, no mannequins. I don't have any ability to explain anything to you or show it to you in person. So I thought it would be really boring. So instead, if you're okay with that, I want to send you this video of how to make raw organic fruit roll-ups. I have the supplies here, the equipment, and I thought it would be a little bit more exciting and at least show you what I'm like teaching. Typically I'm very open, people can ask questions. I like it to be very non-threatening, so if you were here I would encourage you to stop me and ask questions and be as interactive as possible. But anyway, just to get started, I wanted to let you know that I have been into raw food for about the past, I don't know, two to 3 years or so. And the reason why I got into it is because with cooked food, you're cooking out all of the healthy live enzymes that are actually beneficial to our bodies. So by eating raw food, which I'm not talking about meat products, it would be more vegetarian things. It's technically considered anything that is heated under 118 degrees. That allows the enzymes to be preserved in the products, and when you eat them, it actually makes you feel better. About a year ago, I did this study where I took a carrot, I cooked it, I laid it in some water with a carrot that I did not cook, laid it in another pan of water and let them sit there for 2 days. And after 2 days, the carrot that had been cooked was all mushy and smelly and really disgusting, and the carrot that was uncooked looked just the same as it had before. So when you really think about it, like, what would you rather put in your body? Something that's been nasty, smelly, and squishy, or something that is fresh and looks just like it did a couple of days ago? So anyway, the other thing is with my son, he's 3 and a half, a lot of the things that you buy out there for kids is processed. It has artificial coloring and flavoring and preservatives, and as much as possible I tried to stay away from that stuff with him and do a lot of whole foods. So these organic fruit roll-ups were a really good way to add in some really healthy things in his diet. He's not good about eating salads or anything like that. He's 3 and a half, for God's sake. So for him to be able to have, I have kale that I'm going to sneak into the recipe. He is able to eat some of those green things that he wouldn't normally chew, but it's disguised in the fruit roll-up, which he loves. So anyway, I'm just going to get started here with what I'm going to do today. I have been doing this long enough that I sort of just do it by throwing it in the Vitamix and doing it by feel and sight. There are, of course, recipes out there that you can go to and get exact measurements. So I am going to do strawberries, mango. I'm going to add some kale. I have some raw agave syrup here, or nectar, which is a sweetener that is supposed to be less, it doesn't allow your blood sugars to spike so much. So I'm going to put some of that in it. I have some superfood smoothie mix that I will add, and then hemp seed and chia seeds. I think with the hemp and chia, both of them are good sources of protein and good sources of fatty acids. So not something that, he takes a supplement every day. He gets it by Whole Foods. So I'll just add that stuff in there as well, throw it in the Vitamix, and it's blended so smoothly that he never even knows that it's there. So first of all, with the mango, I don't know if you've ever bought mangoes before, but when you buy them, you want them to feel soft but not mushy. You should be able to press on them a little bit, and they should feel soft, but you don't want to have your fingers like sinking into them. So cutting them, if you've never cut a mango, usually lay them the skinny side down. There is a pit that's in the middle of them. It's long and flat. So the best way is just to take your knife and start on the top, going all the way through, almost in a slight curved motion. And you can kind of see here the curve on the inside, just to make sure that I don't hit the shell. And then we will do the same thing on the other side. And this is just the best way to get all of the fruit off the mango. This is not the best knife, so I'm not doing the greatest job here, but after that, we want to take it and quarter it. Just make slight squares in it, and now that I'm doing this, this one is actually a little bit soft. But you will then take your knife and peel this in this way, and you'll just slice off the little squares. You can see, hopefully, that my camera's in the right spot, but you can just see they kind of slide right off the skin, peel most of the fruit away. So I will just finish that here real quick. And then, so with raw food, a lot of the process, different machines that we use, I have an Excalibur food dehydrator that I dehydrate my stuff with. A lot of people will try to make like kale chips or things like that, even these organic raw fruit roll-ups, and you can't really consider an oven as an option of a raw product, because usually the temperature goes higher than 118 degrees, and there's no way to really regulate that that's exactly the temperature you're using. So I would say if you want to be a realist and make sure that it is exactly raw and you're not overcooking it, I would definitely use a dehydrator. So just cutting off now down the sides. You can see here, just slicing off this side, doing the same thing, just peeling it right off the skin. And if I was a real food chef, I would probably have this all prepared ahead of time and, you know, like my bowl set aside, but I'm not that good. So I'm just going to go with it. With the strawberries, I am going to use quite a few of them, and I will probably leave the stems on some of them and then take the stems off of some of them. And I'm doing that just because I think, you know, the green part of the stem is healthy, and instead of throwing it all away, I think we can use it. The Vitamix blends things so incredibly well that you don't really have to worry about certain greens that are in there that aren't making them chewy. So strawberries, these are organic strawberries. I will, like I said, peel off some of the green stems on them and leave a few others. And because they're organic, I'm not going to wash them. You know, shame on me, but they shouldn't have pesticides or anything else like that on them, and they are in a container, so hopefully people's paws haven't been on them either. With my kale, I'm not going to use the stem, but this is curly kale. I'm just going to go ahead and pull the green leafy part off of the rough stem. And I'm actually going to save this because I juice a lot, so I will juice that in one of my juices later. But I will just break this kale up into pieces. And it's just one stick, just enough to get a little bit of green nutrition in these for him without overdoing it. So here's my Vitamix, which I will add the kale right in there. Same with my strawberries and all of my mess of mango here. So with my chia seeds, like I said, I'm not a big measuring person, so I'm just going to toss a few in there. Same with my hemp seeds. I don't know, maybe that's like a tablespoon or so of both. And then with this powder, this will work for now. Just a little spoonful of that. So you can choose to add agave if you want to. This will be fairly sweet because of the mango that's in it, but I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of extra. And I would say maybe no more than